Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am going to be doing the Booktube newbie tag. The purpose of me doing this tag is so that everybody, my subscribers or other people who are looking for new people to subscribe to on Booktube, can get the chance to know me and see what I am about and what to expect from me. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I started this channel due to the fact that I wanted to add diversity because, one, I read a lot of books, but it's not in the same genre or it's not by the same authors. Like, I read a lot of books from different sections, and I want to bring that to Booktube so that everybody else can experience that, as well as I've seen the type of connections that you can get from participating in Booktube, the type of friends that you can make, and I personally do not have a lot of bookie friends. I've never had a lot of bookie friends, so that's why I'm really excited to join this community, because I can talk about books with people who love reading the same books that I love reading. They can introduce me to new stuff, and I can introduce them to new stuff as well. So the second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? What I plan to bring to Booktube is me, because I'm the total package. Like, I can switch it up. I can do anything. So bringing diversity and then actually doing everything or changing up some things is bringing a new aspect to what Booktube is looking for at the moment. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? What I am most excited for is books, friends who love books, talking about books, finding out about new books, new authors, all of that. Because if you're making a Booktube channel, I'm expecting that you love books. So that's what I'm most excited about, is the books and the bookish friends and everyone being obsessed about certain books and then finding out about new books. Like, that's what I am most excited about. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? I honestly don't know why I love reading, to be honest. I just enjoy the stories and character developments that happen and the plots and the twists and the outcomes, and I feel like low-key I really enjoy how authors come up with these worlds and how they portray them and how they continue to develop these worlds and how they get created. Like, some of the stuff that I read, I'm like, how did you think about this? Where did you get inspiration from? Like, these authors are highly creative. And then I personally love when I read a book and I get so wrapped up in the world, and like, it's hard for me to read some scenes and I just feel like so emotionally attached. So that's what I really love. And on my Twitter, I put that when I read, I dream, because that's literally what happens. When I read a book, it ends up playing in my mind like a movie. It's crazy. Like, I get so deep into a book that I can actually imagine the characters and imagine it unfolding like it's a movie. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? I think that what really started it off for me in like chapter books heavily and series so heavy was the Twilight series. I rented Twilight from the library, and after that I could not get enough of Bella and Edward. Like, I need to find out what happened after this. And then New Moon came out and it was continuing, and had to find out about Eclipse and what was happening in Eclipse. And when he proposed to her at the end of Eclipse, I was like, where's the 4th book at, sis? Because I gotta find out what's going on in Twilight. Like, when I tell you I am a certified Twihard, you are looking at a Twihard, a ride or die Twihard, somebody who can't get enough of Twilight. And it's weird because I'm figuring out that a lot of people don't like Stephanie Meyer's a vast majority, probably like 70% of booktubers don't like Twilight or the Twilight series, and you know, it hurts my feelings just a little bit, but you know, it's okay because everybody likes what they like, and I'm not going to stop liking Twilight. Sorry. I mean, it just holds a place near and dear to my heart. And then after reading Twilight and the Twilight series, it just unraveled for me. Like, I actually lived in my library because I figured out that there are other chapter books like this with other young A contemporary romances or YA series that are even better than Twilight and can give me what I felt while I was reading Twilight by other authors. Number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So one question would be, since becoming a booktuber, would you like to be a publisher or a beta reader now? And my next question is, what does your dream library look like in your dream house? Also, I would ask, how does it feel to be able to communicate and meet your favorite author, like your favorite author of all time? What does it feel like to actually meet this person face to face and talk to them and ask them questions about your favorite series or book by this specific author? Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I believe the hardest will be that, me personally, I read urban fiction, and there are not a lot of booktubers of color who, from my understanding, actually read urban fiction and read a lot of African American or people of color authors. And I feel like that's going to be the biggest challenge for me, because my challenge is already starting off differently than other channels. I'm not solely a YA reader. I am not solely a fiction reader. I am not solely a contemporary fiction reader or a paranormal or a urban fiction reader. I will read 5 urban fiction books in a month. I will read 10 YA books in a month, as well as I will read 3 fantasy books in a month. There is nothing simple about my book choice. And I think that is going to be the hardest for Booktube to come to terms with, because I'm going to read any and everything to give every author of every standpoint a chance. So, the question number 8 is, when did you start reading? I started reading at a highly young age. Like, I want to say kindergarten. I couldn't really read by myself in kindergarten, but by the time that I got to 1st grade, I still remember my first book that I got. My first book was The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein, and that is still one of my favorite books today. Like, that book is so amazing and so beautiful, and it has a wonderful concept, and I can't get over it. Like, reading that in 1st grade and me remembering it, and I even remember the way, like, the library set up. Like, every library in school that I have went to, I remember distinctively what the libraries look like. And I know that's weird, but libraries have always been like my safe haven, so I think that's why I really remember that. On top of the start of me reading, we even used to go to the library like before kindergarten. Like, well, while I was in kindergarten, like pre-K time frame, I remember doing that, and my mom's still continuing to take us to the library. So I think that's why, like, reading was always like a thing for me, because it never really left at all, and it just continued to grow. Book number 9 is, where do you read? Everywhere. I read everywhere. I literally have physical books, and I have books on my Kindle. I have library books. I have different reading apps and audio apps on my phone. Like, I will read and listen to a book any and everywhere. It does not mean anything to me. Like, I will have them wherever I can. So where do I read is, I can't really answer that because I don't have like a set reading routine. I do not have a set place that I love to read. I just love reading. So that's why I do it everywhere. Question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I just like to read in general. I do not have a specific interest due to the fact that books can make me feel emotional and physical connections. Well, not physical. That's kind of weird. I can feel a mental and emotional connection to them. So as long as the synopsis and the story actually develops in a good way and the characters aren't really atrocious to me, I will read it. I have read memoirs because I needed to know what happened to this person. I have read poetry books because they make me feel some type of way and I can relate. I still read YA because they have good stories. I'm not a teenager anymore, but a lot of the YA fantasy books I understand and I end up loving. As well as I'm reading adult books that are absolutely amazing. So that's why I'm really excited to start this channel, due to the fact that there is nothing ordinary about me and my reading choices or habits. I aspire to read different things from different authors and let everybody on Booktube know about them so they can give the proper kudos to these unknown authors. I just can't wait, and I hope you stick along for the ride. So you guys, this concludes the Booktube newbie tag. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about me, learning about what I plan to do for Booktube, what I'm bringing to Booktube, and what you can look forward to with my content. If you are an author or you have any authors that you feel like I should read and I have the ability to speak about, please comment down below or talk to me on my Bookstagram at Jasmine Reads About It or my Twitter at Jasmine Reads It. Continue to watch me and see how I grow and see what I bring, and catch me in my next video to see my June wrap up.